Hello and welcome to my Lexmoto xtrs 1 year review. Well, I've had the bike a year now. Excuse the dogs. Had the bike a year now, and I thought I've done a couple of other reviews, and I thought now it was time to tell you what it's been like to live with for the year. And a bit of the maintenance. Some people have asked me for some maintenance questions and asked me to answer a few questions on how easy it is to maintain and that. So, well, here goes. I hope I can do that this time. Well, first of all, I had the bike a year. Was off it for quite a bit due to illness, and it's done 3,495 kilometers. In that time, bad points. Well, I got knocked off my bike, but that wasn't really the bike's fault. I got knocked off a bike slid along the ground, and very little damage to it, thankfully. New set of indicators. The only real bad thing I can say about it is the indicators that I got, which my own fault, were the little tiny micro indicator things, and they were just an absolute nightmare. Couldn't see them, just worse than useless. Well, a little bit about it. I bought this bike from Blackburn Motorcycles and Scooters, but seeing as I live in Carlisle and that's quite a way away from me, I decided that I wasn't going to bother taking the bike all the way down there to service and for the warranty. My local garage was quoting me £80 for a basic bog standard service, so I decided that it would be far easier. Excuse the dog, she's just having a scrat. It would be far easier if I just did it myself. And thanks to some very helpful people on the Facebook site Lexmoto Owners UK, and couple of people in particular, I'll mention them, Nathaniel Poxon and Nick Hayward. I basically have done everything myself. I've changed the oil, changed the spark plug. The only thing I did do was, when I first got it, I got it serviced in the garage, and they put a 16 tooth sprocket on the front. Now, I don't care what anyone else says, it was the best thing that I ever did for the bike. Before, I'm quite a hefty chap, and before it used to scream in first. First was just basically useless, but now it's a good, it's well usable. Make sure I keep my chain, excuse the dirt, chain well lubricated. I put the Lexitech stainless steel exhaust system on myself. Took about 15 minutes to do. So changing the oil, absolutely piece of piddle. You just have to remove this pan, the sump screw, the sump bolt which is underneath, drain the oil, and it's an absolute nightmare to get in, but I don't know if you can see it in there. Excuse the dog, he's trying to get in the act. This is the filler cap. A nightmare to get oil in, but when you are draining it, just make sure that the oil, that the engine's nice and warm. Apart from that, I haven't had to do anything else to it. Everything else has been spot on. I have, however, for my own self, put new grips, new levers, and new mirrors on, and a few stickers, but everyone likes to make their bike their own, don't they? So the levers, CBR125 levers off eBay, 12 quid. Grips were 4 quid, and the mirrors I think were 8 quid. So basically boxed, dirt cheap. I did put, when I put the Lexitech, I must say, when I put the Lexitech exhaust on, I, like a lot of you out there, decided that I would take the baffle out, keep the baffle out. Well, I ran it for ages and ages and ages with the baffle out, but decided upon suggestion from other people, because the bike kept cutting out at traffic lights and stuff like that. I adjusted the mixture screw, made it a bit richer, but decided that putting the baffle back in was far better. It's still loud. I mean, I'll just start it up for you now. Still loud. Basically, that's from cold, by the way. I've not been out on it this morning yet. That was just starting from cold. Just while I cover my number plate back up. I have this thing about number plates not being shown. Yeah, I put the baffle back in, and since doing so, it has run so much better. The acceleration's better. Top end's a bit better. It just seems to have more power now that the baffle's back in. The only problem that I'm having is the Chinese tyre that was on the front. Bearing in mind it's still the same tyre from new. It's starting to crack a little bit. What else? Other problems I've had. Oh yes. Now I don't know if anyone else has had this problem, but the switch houses on both sides, have any of you had the problem where they were started to get loose and started to spin round? That one still moves slightly. Well, easy fix. Take your 2 screws out, take the switch housing off, a little bit of electrical tape round, and clamp it back up again. Stops it moving, no problem at all. Same with this side. Oh, quick thing about the grips, because these have got metal inserts, and the actual throttle underneath the grip on here had ridges on it. If you want to put the metal grips with the metal rim round, you need to sort of shave them down slightly. Dead simple to do, just a bit of wet and dry paper or a Stanley blade. Took me about 2 minutes or something. Well, there's not really much else I can say. As I say, it's been brilliant. It's been a brilliant bike. I've not had any problems with it at all. Touch wood. Everything's still going strong. There are the odd rust spot appearing around here and on here and on the kickstart, but the swing arms, apart from dirty, no sign of any rust on them. I'll make sure I clean them regularly. I say that and I haven't really cleaned it yet. But, well, there you go. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave me a comment, and I will do my best to answer any questions at all. As I say, maintenance wise, all I've done, I've changed the oil and I've changed the spark plug, and apart from the spark plug being an absolute bitch to get at because you have to remove this fairing here, which, I mean, it's not hard, it's just that bolt there, that screw, and those 2 screws there, and the whole thing comes off. Apart from that, but it was a bitch to get to, and I say filling the oil was quite hard. But apart from that, everything's hunky-dory, and I really can't stress how much I love the bike and how good it is. Cracking bike, Lexmoto, and thank you very much. You've brought me endless hours of joy and happiness. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye.